Hey, Sheila here. I thought I'd do this update by video because I think if I typed it in an email, it may be too long. First of all, I do want to say thank you to everyone who has expressed an interest and desire to provide some aid and assistance in helping my brother in law's family, Daniel. Just to let you know, Daniel, that's Judy's husband. Judy's my sister. They've been married for like 44 years. So he's been part of our family for, things like a brother to us. And so, hearing what's going on with his nephews and nieces that he's really close with is his sister's children is just really, it's heartbreaking for us. And so we do want to support him and his family and appreciate everyone who has also graciously offered to be of assistance as well. So let me just kind of give you an update on what's happening. As you know, Daniel actually has two nephews and a niece who lived on Abaco Island. His niece was actually visiting in Nassau at the time of the hurricane with her daughter, but she's now basically stuck there. She, can't go back home. She does not have a home to go back to. My understanding is her brothers looked at her property and her property has been destroyed. So basically, whatever she was traveling with on vacation with her and her daughter, that's all they have. And so they are in Nassau, stuck there. The two nephews, both of them, they both have three children. Well, let's see, the ages of one is 10, 8, and 8, and then the other is 14. I believe it's 14, 6, and 2, something like that. So those are the age groups of both of the nephews' children. And so they, as of yesterday, there were still people needing to be evacuated from Abaco Island. Fortunately, we thank God they were able to be evacuated. Like on the first day they were doing evacuations, they were able to get on a flight off the island. So they and their families, they're now off the island. They're actually they came up to Fort Lauderdale for a couple of days to help Daniel, and they're working on trying to work out what can be done for their family in Freeport, but I'm going to get to that later. So where it stands with their families are they will also be placed in Nassau as well. They have family there, but their living space is not large enough basically to accommodate three additional families. So they are going to, as the case with a lot of people that are, Nassau is in an overcrowded situation right now. It, they have to find a place to live for the next 7 to 9 months. That's how long they're saying, and they need resources to buy all the things that they lost. So I've started a GoFundMe, and the purpose of that GoFundMe for the three family members that have been displaced in Nassau is basically to help them buy what they need to buy to replace, the clothes and personal items that they've lost, in addition to whatever financial resources that we can, help contribute in helping them find a temporary place to live. So in Nassau or, wherever they can be. My understanding also is, I believe, the U.S. is allowing for some temporary visas for them to come to the U.S. for 3 months if need be. So we're not sure actually where they're going to be situated. The eldest nephew, he's working on that, getting, basically finding places to solidify his family. So or his family and his siblings' family. So his family, so he's working on that. So wherever their living situation is going to be, wherever their housing is going to be, and the replacement of the things that they lost. That's what the GoFundMe for those families are going to be going toward, is helping and assisting with them. Now, Daniel also has a couple of nieces and nephews in Freeport, and Freeport, we're not really sure what they're going to be doing. If they're not under mandatory evacuation, but some may leave the island, some may not. But again, if they leave the island, again, it's a situation of where will they be, where can they find living, where can they find a place to live. But either way it goes, there's severe flooding. There's severe flooding, and so I'm pausing because we're still kind of like in limbo. It's like, do we send stuff to them, or do we wait until are they going to leave? Will the conditions, is the water going to die down and they'll be able to buy resources in Freeport? We're really not sure. I know this week Daniel is preparing to get water. They've been calling him. It's like, we need water. We don't have, electricity, and water is not available on that island. And so they are, so he's trying to see if he can get water to them. He's been accumulating, a whole lot of cases of water. I think he has about 20 cases of water he's trying to put on a pallet to send to them. And right now we're actually looking to see if the ports in Freeport are open to be able to receive, so that they can receive a pallet to be given directly to an individual person opposed to an agency. So that detail he's working out. His nephew from Abaco, he's actually in Freeport working with him and helping him get that kind of helping him work out the details. So they're working on those kind of details this week. If we see that they're going to be staying, then I'm going to make a trip down to Fort Lauderdale and help Daniel put together a pallet to send over there. But right now, we don't know. So the same GoFundMe, if will go toward any shipping costs to send things there, or monies to purchase stuff to ship things there, or monies to send to them to assist them in relocating to be it Nassau, Turks Island, or even the U.S. So we're not sure where they are. Again, both sets of family, families that was in Abaco and the families that was in Freeport, bottom line, it does look like a relocation situation, and assistance in providing, getting housing for them, and also in repurchasing what they lost. So that's where we are. That's the update right now. And again, I do have a GoFundMe set up. The link for that is in the email that you send, or I've also may include it in this description as well. And in the description of this YouTube video, you'll also see a link to do the GoFundMe. If you know someone else who is interested, look, I see a lot of agencies out there that are assisting, and we're very grateful for all of those. But if there is an individual family that you want to provide for, that of someone who wants to, send monies to, then, by all means, you can forward them, send them a link to this video, and forward them the GoFundMe information on that as well. I'll keep you posted on what's happening with their families in future emails and or videos. And so in the meantime, again, I do a sincere thank you for your gracious and generous requests and desire to provide financial assistance and or assistance and resources to my brother-in-law's family. We appreciate it. He appreciates it. They appreciate it. I'm sorry, I meant to add this in here. Give me 2 more minutes. I did have the opportunity actually to talk to his nephew on Friday, CJ, and my question is, how did you get out? How did your family manage to get out? And the story of how they got out, I probably should have had this earlier in the video. I'm sorry. How they got out. The beginning part of the hurricane, they were actually in their homes. And when they saw how intense things were in their home, when the eye came and they had that clearing and they knew they were going to have about 2 hours of clearing, that's when they made the decision to we're going to leave the house and go to the clinic. So they got in the truck. Roads are flooded. There's even water in the truck. However, the truck did make it. It barely made it. The truck barely made it. He did tell me it stalled out a couple of times as he was trying to drive to the clinic. So, him, the kids, and their mom all in the car, and they're nervous wreck as the truck is stalling because it's driving through flood. But they did make it to the clinic. Hordes of people there at the clinic. They made it to the clinic just in time because right when they got there, the eye passed. The hurricane was coming through. It was coming through so strong that one of his daughters, the one that's 8 years old, she's about 60-something pounds. The wind was almost blowing her away. Her mom had to grab hold of her really hard, and like the wind lifted the child off the ground, and the mom had to grab hold of her to get her in the clinic. He was telling me as he was getting out the car to go in, the wind blew and slammed him against the ambulance, but he was able to get in the building as well. So it was a close call, but they did make it inside the clinic. They made it safe. They did, and so we're grateful for that. They are off the island, and so this is their next step is what we do for temporary living right now while they. He also did tell me he's going to be going back and forth to Abaco Island to help rebuild. Once once this whole part here passes on, once they get past this stage, he's gonna go over there and start and help rebuild the island. And so, keep them in prayer. This is major trauma that they've gone through. So definitely, please be keeping them in prayer for the things, things that we can't buy. What for them and the kids, what they mentally are going through from this trauma. Definitely keep them in your prayers. Keep the government of Bahamas in your prayers as well. This is a big, major job for them, and they are at loss. My understanding is the Prime Minister lost his brother on last week Tuesday, so he's dealing with a personal loss in addition to his job and responsibility for the island. People who are in need can't understand why help isn't coming soon enough, and they're still trying to get things done. There is progress going. It's not going as fast as a lot of people hope it is, but just keep them in prayer. Give them wisdom. God will give them wisdom on the government, the different executives over the different agencies that are providing aid. Keep them in prayer. Just keep them in prayer that God will give them wisdom on how to navigate through this. So thank you for your time. And again, thank you again for all of your resources. The link for the GoFundMe is below, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks. Have a good day.